And I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, welcome back to Senate. We are in session number 8 on this very fine November 10th, 2021. Up first, roll call. Joel, how many voting members are present?
By my current count, we have 21 lovely voting members with us, so we do meet quorum.
Yay, snaps. Thanks for showing up tonight. On our agenda, we have a presentation from the Title IX office, an org presentation by the Modern Hippie Club, a resolution mandating biweekly check-ins from the Constitutional Reform Committee, an open letter, some exec reports, a very, very special Senator Spotlight tonight, Senator reports, open floor, and then adjournment. Up first, our Title IX. Are you guys ready?
We are ready. Do you think you could make me like a co-host so that I can? Oh wait, no, I can share my screen already. No, I can't. Okay.
I made you a co-host.
Awesome. Okay. So, how do I move this out of the way? There we go. Ugh, never mind. I don't know how to make this bigger. Anyway.
At the top up there by share. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm Molly Lamping-Fleck. I'm the Deputy Title IX Coordinator.
Hi, I am Virginia Foster, and I am the Title IX Coordinator. And thank you for inviting us. I've been here before a couple of years ago. I think it's been a while, but yeah, thank you.
So we just want to run through very quickly who we are and what we do. So this is Title IX's mission and objectives. We are responsible primarily for overseeing Illinois Tech's response to Title IX's sexual harassment within our university community. We do that by educating this community about sexual harassment. We distribute information on university policy. So those first two kind of, I'm sure you guys are aware of the Title IX training that's going on for all students that are currently required. And then second semester, we do staff training as well. So that's kind of the first part of it. We also meet with organizations like SGA and other student organizations, staff organizations around campus. And then the second part of our job is responding to reports of sexual harassment on campus that are provided to our office. We provide options for support for people who report those things, and then we end up resolving those complaints in one of two ways, which we'll discuss in a little bit. Virginia, do you want to do this part?
Oh, sure. Okay, so so we just wanted to go over the definition of sexual harassment, and we want to do that because the definition has changed for universities across the nation. The new regulations came out in August of 2020, and so we have multiple definitions of sexual harassment on campus now. But under Title IX, specifically, there are three different types of sexual harassment that we will respond to in our office. Sexual harassment has to be severe, pervasive, and objectively offensive, and it has to deny the person access to their education. And so it has to meet all three. It has to meet all three of those buckets in order for it to be sexual harassment. And even if it is not, there's another office on campus that can address the sexual harassment. It also could constitute quid pro quo, and that just means this for that. So an employee sexually harassing a student, and that's what it specifically means in this scenario, requesting them to do something in exchange for some aid or benefit or service so that they participate in sexual conduct. And then the last definition of sexual harassment could be the definitions that fall under VAWA. That's the Women Violence Against Women's Act. And the 4 definitions of that fall under VAWA are sexual assault, stalking, domestic violence, and dating violence.
So in order for us to determine whether something's Title IX sexual harassment, the first step is reporting. And this is, I think, the most important thing that we want to get across in our trainings to people across the campus is that if you encounter any sort of situation in which you think it might be sexual harassment, as per the last slide, please, please, please report that behavior to us. We cannot do anything to make it better, to bring justice and to, make these things go away and make it a more equitable campus if we don't know about it. So the primary way that we receive reports is through the online incident report. So just iit.edu/incident report. Fill that out with, information about what happened. It can be anonymous. Just be aware that if it is anonymous, we obviously have no idea who submitted it and we can't reach out for any sort of follow-up information. But yeah, so that's the primary way that people report. You can also report in person with Virginia and myself. We're always available on campus in the Title IX office in the tower 5 days a week during business hours, or you can call us, email us. Public safety, if there's an imminent threat, please call public safety. And then if you want to talk to somebody confidentially, we have 2 confidential advisors that we work with, one on campus, which is Student Health and Wellness, and one off campus, which is an organization that's based downtown, and they're called Resilience. So those are options that you can talk confidentially with somebody. They will report to the university that they talked to somebody, but they won't give us any other information about that.
So once we receive a report through the incident report that Molly talked about, the first thing that we will do is reach out to you and set up a meeting so that you can come in and talk to either myself or to Molly, depending on the situation. What we want to do is discuss what occurred and then give you some options. This is a bit new that we from previous years, because in previous years, we decided what would occur. And now students and staff members are empowered to determine what their options are and how they want us to move forward. So we call this supportive measures, and this meeting is called supportive measures, and it is confidential and it's customizable. It's confidential because no one will know that you're talking to us except, you and I, and we won't tell anyone else. We won't tell the person that you have submitted the incident report about. We can customize what you need. So what we want to do is determine what it is that you need and then tell you what your options are. So if you are in need of counseling, we can make sure that you receive counseling. If this incident has affected your academics and you need to make some changes, maybe with a test or a quiz, we can contact the professor and let them know that we have received something with Title IX. We don't tell them any specific information at all. So they will never know, the professors will never know that any details about any Title IX cases. But we ask for them to work with you to change any or provide any academic accommodations that they can. And also, like if you are living in the same place with someone and you decide you want to move, we can make sure that we can help with those accommodations as well. And then sometimes you might feel unsafe on campus and you might want a public safety escort, or you might want public safety to come into your classroom and then escort you back to the residence halls or wherever you're going, we can provide that kind of support as well. But we also then talk about your options of filing a complaint if you want to, or not filing a complaint. That's completely up to you. But we do give you those options. And so we feel like this is a way to empower you to make a decision on how you want the university to move forward.
And then once we do the supportive measures meeting, like Virginia said, it's up to the person who made the complaint, whether they want to go forward with resolving the issue. So you might have a supportive measures meeting and decide, look, that's all I really want. I just wanted an extension on this quiz that I missed, and I wanted some counseling, but I don't want to go through anything else. I want to be done. And that's your choice. But if you do decide that you want to, move forward, you want to do a formal or informal resolution, there's a second step beyond just the incident report, which is that we need a signed formal Title IX complaint form from the complainant saying, yes, I want Illinois Tech to address this incident. And so then we can go about it in two different ways. There's the formal resolution process, which is probably what most people think of when they think of Title IX cases, which is, an investigation that leads into a live hearing, and then a finding. The finding will be of, is the person responsible or not responsible for that conduct? And it's really focused on a policy violation. So what policy, IIT policy did the respondent violate or not violate? The informal resolution is something newer, and it's more of like a mediation between the parties. So it's something that's focused not on a policy violation, but it's focused on the impact of the behavior of the respondent on the complainant. This can look like a lot of different things. Typically, if the parties feel comfortable, they can sit down in the same room and kind of hash it out. Or we can do a facilitated kind of shuttle back and forth. Really kind of the sky is the limit on how we can set it up and whatever the parties feel comfortable with. Both parties do have to consent to do an informal resolution, because it doesn't really work if one party is kind of there by force. But I think this is something new, and I think it's a really great option for people who are looking to just kind of address the situation with what happened, and move forward that way without such a formal and kind of rigorous process. And I think that's all we have. So that's kind of just an overview of what our office does and the process of everything. So happy to take questions from people if you have any.
Yeah, we can do a questioning time. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. I'll call on you, or type them in the chat and I will ask them for you.
And if nobody has any right now, that's okay. You can always email Virginia or myself. We're always happy to answer questions. Additionally, like I mentioned at the beginning, you should all be completing your student Title IX training, which will have this information in a lot more depth and detail, as well as information about consent and things like that. So that should also answer a lot of your questions. And we really encourage, obviously, you guys to complete it, but to use your positions as SGA senators to encourage other people to complete that training, because it's a really important metric for us on campus to ensure that we're providing a safe environment. Everybody needs to have this knowledge and have this training. So
I did see an open letter on your agenda for completing the Title IX training. So I'm assuming it is the training that you're going through right now. Is that true?
Yeah, I think I know Ben knows more about that.
Okay.
I think it's about just helping inform the students to complete their training.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming out. I know it's a little late, so I thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, seeing as there's no questions, let's move right along. Up next, we have an organization proposal. Maritza, are you here?
Hi. Can you guys hear me
Oh.
good?
Yeah,
Okay. I
I
have
will make you a co-host
okay.
and stop sharing my screen. You have a presentation, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, there you go.
Mm. So hello, my name's Maritza, and I will be presenting to you the Modern Hippie Club. Who are we? So the club would consist mainly of individuals that are interested in sustainable fashion. And a big part of why I decided to start a club like this was because after attending IIT, I noticed a lot of students were interested in thrifting, and not just like thrifting because like obviously college students, it tends to be much more cheaper, but also some of them are more interested in like the sustainability aspect of it. And so the purpose of the club with that would be it is to provide a space for people who are interested in alternatives to fast fashion, such as thrifting, as I mentioned, as well as who are interested in sustainable fashion. And we're here to promote ethical consumerism as well as eco-consciousness. So our current exec board would consist of the president, which would be me. We have a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer, a communications chair, and then our potential advisor would be Professor Zbarin. And to your right, you can see a list of potential interested members, and that's not including the exec board members. So up next, we have a list of the possible activities that I thought the club could do. So some of the activities would be having group outings, such as having groups go to thrift stores or estate sales. There's also a conference that's actually currently happening next year, and it's going to be in Chicago, and it's the annual summit on sustainable fashion and tech expo. Thought that would be very cool to attend as a group. We've also talked about partnering with local thrift stores, them having them possibly come on campus, and we can have students donate stuff. We have like a annual photo drive, and they can bring items, and we can have a small thrift store on campus. And we've actually already reached out to a potential partnership with Monarch Thrift Store. And they're actually very excited to work with us. And they also have a volunteering program that they run their store on. So that would be another thing that students could do. Another activity that would be having potential speakers come and talk about sustainable fashion and practices. And that's something that we can collaborate with like another club, possibly Eco Club. Some workshops that we can also do. We could do workshops of natural dyeing as well as upcycling of clothes, and have student taught classes such as embroidery, sewing, or knitting. And then with all of that, I thought it would be fun to have an end of the semester fashion show each semester in which students showcase a look that they either like thrifted and they upcycled, or they like did something in the workshops that we would have within the club. And so up next we have a potential budget. One of the things that we thought about for natural dyeing, we actually found some kits that are 360 a piece. So depending on how many people we have in the club, I think 1 or 2 kits would work good. And then we have a budget for potential guest speakers. The 2 people that I've mentioned there, there's some people that I have found that are either local or like not far away that we can potentially have guest speakers in. And then it would also be for student taught classes, materials such as like sewing kits or yarn, and etc. And it's a very rough estimate, but as you can see, I kind of did like a little table. And then that's kind of the rough estimate for a budget that we could have. And yeah, thank you. That's all.
Thank you so much for presenting, Maritza. At this point, I would entertain a motion to approve. Oh, my bad. I lied. We're gonna enter into our 5-minute questioning period. So if you have any questions for Maritza, please raise your hand. I'll start the timer, or you can comment them down below, and I'll read them off for y'all. Wrong page. There we go. So yeah, if you have any questions, please ask them. So far in the comments, it says really like the ideas planned for the club and sounds fun. Okay, previous question. Wait, no, you can't use previous question. But I would entertain that as a motion to approve. If there's a second. Perfect. Okay, thank you, Maritza, again. I will move you into a waiting room at the end of the meeting. After our discussion time, I'll add you back, but you're free to leave. I'll announce the results at the end of the meeting. And tomorrow you'll get an email from me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. At this point, we'll enter into our 5-minute discussion period. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please say them now by raising your hand. Joel.
Overall, I think it's a good club that fills a niche that we don't have anyone else for right now. And I think that it's gonna improve the campus. My only real concern is about their ability to advertise, but that's a struggle with all clubs.
Thank you for that, Joel. Isaiah.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to come out in support of this club. I know Maritza very well, and she's always been very, very big into thrifting and sort of upcycling and kind of doing her part to make sure that, she's environmentally friendly when it comes to clothing and not, buying into fast fashion, things of that nature. So I just want to basically echo, support for this club. I think it'll be a really, really great contribution to campus.
Thank you for that, Isaiah. Is there anything else? Wyatt.
I just wanted to note, I do worry about the longevity of this club, considering it only has 7 interested members outside of the 5 members of the exec board, and having such a large exec board, it makes it seems like it's not like it's more just like a small group than it is anything that will stick around.
Thank you for that. That's a very valid concern. Derek says good point. We still have about 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Previous question has been moved and seconded. Okay, in the participants window, please vote yes or no. 7, 8, 9, We need a couple more of you guys. One more vote. Perfect. Previous question has been made and approved. Joel released the voting form. I will let Maritza back in. And then before we move to our next item on the agenda, which is this resolution, we're going to talk about last week's resolution. So, Derek.
Hi, yes. So we did come to a consensus with the communications committee, and we think we have a path forward for what we want to do. So at this time, we will make a motion to remove it from the table, and then we will withdraw our resolution in its entirety.
Okay, so first we're gonna vote on the motion to withdraw from the table. So vote yes or no in your participants window. One more. Perfect. So it's been moved to remove from the table. Okay, at this point, I'd entertain the motion. Well, it's already been made, but it needs to be seconded to dissolve the resolution. Okay, it's been seconded. Okay, vote in your participants window, yes or no. Okay, the chair is not in doubt. The resolution is gone. Up next, we have tonight's resolution now. A resolution to mandate a bi-weekly report from the Constitutional Review Committee, issue oversight, and set new deadlines. Shahan and Isaiah?
Yeah, it'll just be me talking today. Okay. So hi everyone. So just kind of give some bit of, I guess, context to this resolution. So there is a, as the name suggests, there is a Constitutional Review Committee, which is headed by our great president, Ben Barber, basically just reforming the Constitution, which is very much a needed thing. There's a lot of issues with it currently as is. And so basically with this resolution, the goal of it was really to just kind of start a conversation about kind of the lack of sort of any information about it that's been given to the Senate. If any of you guys saw the Slack messages between Shahan and Ben Barber when the agenda was made, I'm sure you saw there's rather a large back and forth about it. And that was kind of goal about it, was there to be some sort of back and forth about it so we get sort of some idea of what was going on, just because it is, of course, the Constitution, so rather big deal. Yeah, that is all the resolution was really about. I guess I don't know if I should take questions or if I should share my screen and show off the resolution.
I can share. Actually, I'll have you share. No, I can share my screen. But we will do a 5-minute question period. So give me a second. No, stop. Okay, so here's the resolution. If you have any questions, raise your hand. I'll call on you. I'm starting the timer for 5 minutes right now. President.
Yeah, just while you were drafting this, while you were considering this, did you talk to anyone on the committee? And why did you not just ask the committee for an update. Why did you feel the need to write a resolution without talking to the committee?
Yeah, for sure. So, we did not touch anyone on the committee, but the main reason for that was because we felt that was the committee's job to tell the Senate period about what was going on. So that kind of just felt like something that really was not something we were supposed to do, hence kind of why we made the resolution. We were just kind of trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? Why isn't Senate knowing anything? And then based off of the deadlines originally mentioned in the initial resolution to create the committee, that's also why you see, if you scroll through the resolution, why there are new dates, because it was pretty evident that the deadlines would not be made. And since it is the Constitution, Shahan and I just had great concern about that being, of course, done. I see you raise your hand again, so I guess you have a follow-up question.
Yeah, do you have any responses to any of the points I raised earlier today? You said there was a back and forth, but it really just sort of seemed like there was a back and no forth.
I mean, I would say that there was a fourth in terms of your various different points, and let me pull up the agenda. Let me start by saying this is in no way a dig at you or the committee as a whole. That is not at all what this is about. We were just curious about what was going on. Yeah, as I'm scrolling through this, I'm regaining my memory about kind of different things in it. I do see you had issues with the dates that very easily could have just been handled, I feel as though, here in this meeting with various friendly amendments. Again, the goal was just to figure out, hey, this is our constitution, kind of need to figure out what's going on. And then in terms of just different points, like for example, point 6, our little Easter egg, I do take this resolution seriously. I was ready just to see, again, who's reading our various documents. The hope was that someone would make a friendly amendment to strike it regardless. But anyway, yeah, no, to your various points of which were basically just like, to me, your various points are just different things of sort of just like, hey, we did try to do things. Why didn't you just talk to me? I mean, again, the point of the committee was to talk to Senate about it. So again, I don't really feel like that was not something on our end.
Again, if you go back to the video for the meeting on the 10/27 and the last meeting of September, in both those meetings, in my exec report, there were updates on the committee. They were quick updates because largely the committee has been, slowed by the fact that there were significant disruptions in September. But again, there seems to be some conflict here with the motivation behind this amendment. According to Shahan's responses, the plan for this resolution was you were going to table it once it hit the floor. If the entire point of this was just to start a discussion, why did you create a resolution that you were purposely going to table? This seems to be an abusive process and not a well thought out, well considered course of action.
I'm gonna veto that question and say that
would
we're
like
only
an
gonna ask
answer.
about the document itself at this point. Sorry. That kind of seems a little off topic. I mean, it's on topic, but it doesn't pertain to the document itself.
Can I
So-
make a real quick point about that?
I
too?
would raise a point of order to that because that's asking why are we considering this document if this document was not proposed in, good faith.
I guess then, Isaiah, it's up to you if you would like to respond.
My only response is it's not in good faith to you. In my opinion, it is in good faith. It did start a discussion. Is that not what is going on right now? And as far as tabling it, I am going to table it. That was going to be when the question period was nearly over. That's exactly what I was going to do. So regardless, that was still going to happen, but the discussion has been started. So that's all.
We have 20 seconds left of questioning time. So if anybody else has any questions. Ryan.
Yeah, this is a question about the last clause. I was wondering if there was like a specific way that we're supposed to raise our hands.
That's something that was on Shahan's end, of which he's in Florida. So
Okay,
I would be able to answer that for you.
all right.
Okay, thank you for that, Ryan. With that being said, our 5-minute questioning period is over. At this point, I guess I would entertain a motion to approve.
Can I make a motion to table this indefinitely? Is that the proper procedure?
We have to make a motion to approve first.
Okay.
Okay, that's been seconded. So we're in a discussion period. Before you table it, I'm gonna let anybody else speak. I mean, yeah. Does anybody have any comments? Brian,
Oh, is my hand raised?
yes.
Okay, that's from when I was talking earlier about my other question.
Oh, okay then, anybody else have anything? Anything? Scotty,
Hello, folks. I don't know the context. I don't really fully get for this kind of stuff, but this is like the second time we've had to bring something up and take it down. But we're an SGA family. If there's an issue, I think just talk it out, get some boba together, and talk that way. I feel like we're kind of raising resolutions and stuff just to address issues. Maybe let's just chat. So I just want to say, like, I know if I ever have an issue or someone's got an issue with me, please come to me and we'll talk, we'll chat and we'll brainstorm. I feel like we should try to embrace such an environment in SGA because we are an SGA family. Thank you.
that is something to keep in mind next time. I'm happy we could have this discussion. Also, resolution, not a resolution 28 hours before the meeting. Resolutions are meant to be followed. Yes, that is true. They are meant to be followed. We still have 3 minutes left, so if anybody else has anything to say. Oh. Derek says, so we should be presenting, or we should be giving updates to the e-board now. Barbara says there's no stunts. Scotty says, keep up the constant communication. Love y'all. Oh, and for context for what Derek's saying, in the original resolution, there was a set timeline of when we were presenting to things, to different entities, like say the exec board, and but okay, the motion to table indefinitely has been made. Is there a second? Oh, and it's been seconded. In your participants window, vote yes or no. Still need a couple more of you guys. Okay, the motion's been made and passed. This resolution is tabled. I'm gonna stop sharing that screen and start sharing this screen again. Oh no, I don't want to share it. Okay. Up next, exec reports. Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Just so you guys know, there's going to be a game night event on Friday. We've all been working very hard at this. And so guys should show up. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's like a whole bunch of different orgs collaborating on it. So yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. Next, we have student life. Samir.
Hey everyone. So today we had a campus life meeting with Dean Stetz. We discussed a bunch of ongoing projects. The Women's Center project is going smoothly. and it's going to be opening. There's plans of opening it up in spring next semester. And the second thing that we just, not the second thing, but like another thing that we discussed was you might have seen these emails in the past week. There were about your account needing verification or your drive being full. And so those are phishing emails, as you probably were able to tell. We discussed IIT cybersecurity. They wanted to just send out some reminders to stay safe, be wary of links from emails that are external. There is a link on the slides, which I will copy and paste on the chat, that has more information about IIT's cybersecurity stuff. And yeah, that's all for me.
Thank you so much, Samir. Up next, I believe, is the committee form. If you have not filled it out, fill it out. We only have 3 senators who filled it out. Otherwise, I will assign you a committee and you might not like it. And it's due next Wednesday. That way you guys have had 2 weeks to fill it out. Yeah, that's all for me. Barbara?
Yep. Game night Friday. Check out the website. We've got the menu up. We've got all the orgs that are going to be participating up. We have a map of MTCC with what games are going to be in what rooms up. If you haven't RSVP'd already, RSVP and get in on the second chance draws for signed Jimmy O Yang posters and potentially other prizes. Unfortunate announcement, the BSA training is going to be rescheduled. Unfortunately, we've run into some paperwork issues getting them on the approved vendors list. There's just some paperwork that we have repeatedly requested from BSA that they have not provided us yet. So we're going to be rescheduling that event, hopefully to early next semester, assuming we can get responses. There's going to be a second General Assembly next week, November 18th. We're going to be focusing on women's issues and the plans for the Women's Center. FEM, WESIS, and SWE are definitely in. We're going to be talking to WeSTEM this week to see if maybe we can convince them to also participate. And we also have a panel of fantastic women administrators within the university and faculty members who have been really supportive of women's initiatives. And so there's going to be lots of great answers to any questions or concerns on that front. Also, start thinking exec elections. Remember, they're incredibly early next semester to fit in both Senate and executive elections. Honestly, we're going to need to be convening the executive elections committee like the first week after break. So nominations for that are set currently to open January 26th, with exec elections actually happening on March 2nd, versus like last year, where it was like the end of March. So keep that in mind. If you're willing to serve on that committee, talk to Shahan soon, because as VP of Comms, he should be organizing the list of interested students for that commission soon. Thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you for that. Up next, admin. I believe Celestine's here today.
Yes. Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. I thought I was off. Okay, I just wanted to announce about the bridge recruiting that we're having in place, where companies are coming on campus for the next 2 weeks. So this week and next week. So we will have another list of companies coming next week, and I'll announce that to Benjamin for the updates. But we had one company on campus yesterday, and one today. And also on the campus life side, we need help with decorating for the MTCC for the holidays. And then Friday, we're going to have an info session on how to robot the company. Tom Azur will be the presenter, and that's during the lunch session. from 12:45 to 1:30. And that's it.
Thank you so much for that. Up next, we have a super special senator spotlight this week. We have not just one, but two spotlights, and they come from the events committee. Ryan, would you like to tell us why you chose these two people?
Yes, so both of the individuals that I chose are very dedicated to the work that they do. They always attend my meetings and they're always very engaged and responsive. When they aren't writing legislation or working very hard, one of them is involved on the Cybersecurity Steering Committee, and the other one is involved with the Office of Admissions and is also involved with the Lettuce Club. And so I'm sure Kira is very happy to announce who my two incredible senators are.
I am. Up first, we have Sean Cummings. And then we also have Isaiah Mays. So congrats on being selected for this week. I will send you your certificates. I believe I just sent out a couple weeks ago some. So look out for your certificate. Congrats. Keep doing your amazing work on the events committee. Yeah. Up next. Oh, I muted myself. Up next, we have senator reports. Does any senator have anything they want to talk about? Wyatt.
Okay. So I'm on the Student Life Committee and I have some cool news. Zoom has the pronouns feature, right? If you look at right there and under a lot of people's names. By default on Enterprise Zoom, which is what IIT uses if you use Zoom from your IIT portal or your IIT Zoom account, by default on Enterprise, it is disabled. I got OTS to enable it. It is enabled. So if you go to your profile and then on the Zoom website and then hit edit, you can put in your pronouns. On personal accounts, you can already do that. So do that, everybody. I would highly recommend. And then also, Student Life, or I specifically, me and Ben had a meeting with Janessa, who's the director of Residence Life, discussing gender neutral housing. So we're working on getting that much improved for next year. So that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those amazing updates. I love hearing what's going on, especially I did not know about the Zoom thing. So thank you for that. Any other senators have anything? Okay, seeing none. Open floor. Does anybody have anything? Any new business? Barber.
There was an open letter we were going to discuss, I thought. About the Title IX tradings.
Ben?
Yep. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
sorry. Yeah, you're good. Sorry.
Okay. Title IX training open letter. I thought we were going to consider, or are we not considering that tonight?
We are. I forgot to make. Okay, we can do that right now. So sorry. I guess I forgot to make a slide for it, or I accidentally skipped the slide for it. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'll share the letter. And then we can do that. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I totally forgot about that. Even though I mentioned it at the beginning. Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Oh,
what else is open floor for but new
That's true.
business?
okay. This is our open letter. Ben, do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Sure. I had a quick meeting with Dean Stetz yesterday, and she asked if SGA would perchance be willing to stick our name on a letter encouraging students to do the required training, just because it will hit some people a little differently if it's coming from fellow students saying, hey, do your training, it really helps. So basically that's what the letter says is if we're going to build a more positive culture on campus, I mean, we all need to be aware of what resources are available. That's kind of why Title IX came to talk to Senate tonight. And that's what this training is supposed to do for all students. So it really encourages people to do their training. And if they've got additional questions, comments, concerns, to check out the Title IX compliance website. This is the EverFi training. So yes, so if the Senate will approve this, Dean Stetz has said she will take it to marketing and communications so it can be blasted out to all peoples. But otherwise we'll come up with some other solution, some different statement. So yeah, I hope people can support this.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll do a 5-minute questioning period. If you have any questions about the letter, raise your hand. I'll call on you. Or you can make a motion to approve. Either or, just options. Or I mean, I can entertain. Motion to approve has been made and seconded. Perfect. Thank you for that. Let's go into a 5-minute discussion period. If you have anything to say, please say them. Raise your hand. Some of the things in the chat, Senator Patrick said that there were a lot of people who thought those emails were scams, so this would help. Ursula says Raul Fernandez is also taking feedback on the training if anyone has any complaints about it. Also, students would probably complete the training if there was a consequence for not doing it, which there are not. And I think there has been a few talks about changing the training. Yeah. I'm going to refer you guys to Student Life to talk about more about changing that and see if you guys could get some good work done on that. I believe there is a registration hold if you do not do the training, but maybe that's a myth. Elio says that there is a hold until it's completed and they checked with their advisor. Joel.
I'm wondering if maybe the Title IX representatives are still in the Zoom room and if they might be willing to clarify.
I think they actually left.
Darn.
I know. If anything, we can table this until next week and have them come and talk a little more. Or table it until somebody from Student Life reaches out to them. They're supposed to, okay. Is there a motion to table till next week? Or till the next Senate meeting? The motion has been made to table till the next meeting and seconded. In your participants window, please vote yes or no. We need a couple more. Or like 5 more. You got it. Vote yes or no. Couple more. We need more of you guys. 11. Okay. 12. Okay, that should be. Okay, that's good. So, a motion's been made and tabled. We will bring this up on our agenda next week. Thank you for that, Ben. At this point, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn has been made. And seconded. Oh my goodness. All those in favor of adjourning, please unmute yourselves and say aye.
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 Aye, Captain.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, the chair is not in doubt. The meeting is concluded. I'm gonna